colouring with colourful crafts. Hope everybody's doing okay at the moment. I'm sorry I haven't been on for quite a while. I've had a few personal problems going on, but I'm feeling a bit happier now. Just thought I would share with you what I've done for this past month and what I'm planning to do. So let's get on with it. This is in no particular order, this is all random, but quite a lot, as you can see, because I don't usually do that many pages, but this month has been a bit of a miserable time for me, so I've just contented myself with colouring quite a bit. So the first one I'm going to show you is half done. It's from Whimsy Girls Celebrate Holidays, and it was my birthday recently, so I decided I would start the girl with a birthday cake. I think she's looking pretty good, so I've got quite a lot to go on with that. If you're interested, keep tuned, and the next upload I do shall hopefully feature the completed version. The next one is Haunted Playgrounds by Alan Robert, The Beauty of Horror. And for this one I have this page. This was of the 2-page spread. I'm sorry if it's not all in shot, it's very difficult to see. I've got such a small desk. I decided to do the Dunk the Dead writing as kind of like the Dennis the Menace kind of themed, if you see what I mean. If you know what I mean, if you know Dennis the Menace, which I'm sure many of you will. And I decided to do him as Dennis, and then the little skeleton dog as Nasha, who has fetched a head. And then what else? I've done him throwing a head to the target there, and blood splatters, which I made with my stencils. I have again some more heads here, coloured mostly with Prismacolor greys. The big tub I decided to make look like Doctor Who's TARDIS, and again with the theme of Dennis the Menace kind of cartoon colours. And then the guy, the half dead skeletal zombie guy falling into the blood. A few little strands of green for grass to make it look a bit more 3D, and that was it. I've had to stick the page down because it keeps coming out and it was becoming a real pain. I don't know if it's just me, but these books, these horror books, I've had to do it again, you see, on that page. All the pages kind of come out really easily, and I've ended up having to stick a lot of them back in. It's really annoying. Anyway, try and ignore that if you can. So the next one is from the Jewellery Box by Hannah Carlson. This one is of a key. I think the reason I wanted to do this is because I've been to see the Oasis Kepworth documentary at the cinema, which was absolutely amazing, and since I love Oasis, I gave myself a challenge to listen to the songs and try and find some kind of object, an object in the songs. If you know what I mean, kind of pick out from the song an object that they've sung about or features in the song, and this is what I came up with. So I got the key, and then I got the little town thing stickers at the top and the bottom, because obviously they were from Manchester, although I believe these ones are of Berlin, and the top one is of, I think that might be London, Berlin, if you can see. I can't see very well, but I'm trying to keep all of this in shot. So that's that one. Then next we have Vintage Hand Fans by Marty Noble, and this page I did was this one. This is a bit of a weird page, I'm sorry if I can't get it all in shot. I don't know what the hell's going on here. We've got a bit of a mixture of things going on. Firstly, what the hell is that? There seems to be like sort of a 3-headed mermaid there. I'm not really sure where this page was meant to be going. So I just, in the end, I thought, well, I'll go with a certain colour theme and then, you know, roll with it, as Oasis would say, which is what I've done. But I'm completely confused as to what's going on, because there's lots of different things that doesn't make any sense in this. Like, yeah, why is there two fish, like, one fish, sorry, trying to eat a wave? Why is there a two-headed horse? Why is there a guy who supposedly has this strange hammer thing trying to hit a woman with a hammer? There's so much in this page that doesn't make sense. I don't know what the artist was thinking of, no offence, but to me it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So I just thought, oh well, I'll just colour it in and go with what I think. You know, like, it's the strangest thing ever when you look at it. Things pop out and you think, well, what's going on there? So there is that one. I thought that might make you laugh. This is another one. This is another of Alan Roberts', which will be becoming one of my favourite collection of colouring books. Another gorgeous colouring book. And this one I did of these two. This will kind of only make sense if you've played on Far Cry, the PlayStation game. If you haven't, I guess it doesn't make that much sense, but if you have, it will make more sense. But if you haven't, check it out. And this lady here will make a lot of sense then. You have to pop balloons in it at one point, and by shooting the balloons, when you do it, she comes out with these funny phrases. So I used one of her phrases and put it in here in the picture and glued it down. And then I don't know who he's meant to be, but I decided I'm going to make him as her toy boy. And she's giving him a big kiss. So that's where I came up for this. And then of course the bright pink flowers, which feature a lot on the game. And if you're wondering how I got the effect of the outline here for the picture, yeah, I used coffee and tea diluted, and then painted over it, because I couldn't find the right effects from any pencils would never give me the right effect of an aged look. But I did find if you use the tea and coffee and just kind of diluted it onto the edges, it works really, really well. So there we go, that's that one. If you're interested, don't know if that makes sense to anyone. But, now this one is from the classic comic colouring book, sorry. And my fiance likes to pick the pictures out from here for me. So the first one he picked when we were there not doing much one afternoon was this one of the undercover girl trying to get away from the mafia or whatever they're meant to be with the bag of money. Went a bit wrong on her arm, wanted to put a big swallow, didn't really work out, had to try and make it bigger on this part and then smaller here. It wasn't brilliant, but the rest of it was okay. And then I did the undercover part for the undercover writing there. I thought that made it look a bit clever. I'm not sure why I did a bright pink car in the background, or why he's wearing green trousers and he's wearing a grey suit, but it made sense at the time. And this one is of Ernie. This one makes me laugh because it's like my dad showing my fiance football. Well, they talk about football a lot, but it's the kind of same idea. And he's showing him his stamp collection, which in my case will be the blooming football programs. Very boring to me, and I'm just like, great. That's me sitting in the settee. Yeah, so there was that one, which my fiance chose for me as well, and took many delight in teasing me about it. And then I've got this one of the humdinger, and I didn't know what the actual humdinger meant, but I am told it means like something that's really good, like you go, yay, humdinger. Apparently, I didn't know that. So this is set at a fair, as you can see. I've gone with fairground colours. I went a bit crazy with the shading here of the saucer circle thing, where I really should have just stuck to one or two bits, but I was in one of those moods where I went a bit mad. And then I think that's it for that one. Okay, the next one is from Jasmine Beckett Griffith, and that's a Halloween colouring book in preparation for Halloween. And the page I've done is this one. Had a lot of fun with this. I've discovered from watching Carla Magana, if you check out her channel, you can make the effect of like really nice hair, or whatever you want, dresses, hair, whatever, from using the Crayola pens and a bit of water and kind of dipping your brush in and getting that effect here, which works really, really well. So I tried that and it came out very, very good. The only part I had a bit of a problem with was this stone graveyard thing. I wasn't really sure what to do, so I checked out Jasmine's original picture and kind of went a bit along that theme with it, but then the rest of it I did my complete own effects with, and just around the edges I added a bit of glitter paint. I was quite happy with that, mostly done in Prismas for the shading, and then also the Crayolas. Very, very cheap, but works really well. Next, oh sorry, that's the one I've done. The next one is Wild Women of the Woods by Tiffany Kraswicki. I don't know how to say it. And the page I've done is this one, of the Lady and the Bear. The background I took inspiration from Starry Night by Van Gogh, I believe, for that effect, and then the rest of it just plain markers and straight up blending and shading. I quite like that one, I had a lot of fun doing that. The next is from Cutie and Creepy by Camilla D'Erica, and this one is that page. The problem I had with this, I started it and then I decided what it needed was a nice, like, unusual background. So then I started my technique of using the Crayolas and trying to blend it, and as you can see in this book it didn't work. For some reason, it must be the paper, it doesn't adapt well to that method, so don't try and take my advice for that one basically, because it doesn't work. It depends what paper. I think the paper I did it on with the other book was a little bit more smoother. I think with paper that has more tooth to it, maybe it doesn't work as good, I don't know. And then, as you can see, after that absolute disaster, trying to correct it wasn't doing any good, I thought, okay, I'll just try and do some like pop art effect things everywhere, and I can't draw for toffee, so I had to go and order them off Etsy, and the stamps are a little bit smaller than I wanted, but I've decided to just stick them in places where it went a bit wrong and see how the effect worked, which I think is kind of alright. I added a bit of glitter to the bottles there, and yeah, that was it for her really. Yeah. Oh, and I want to share, speaking of weird looking glasses, I've got a new method now that I do for if I want to find a colour combination and I don't know of what colour combination to use. I put these on, which I call my steampunk glasses, artist steampunk glasses, and if you put them on, it makes the colours kind of change, and you get the combination of colours that you would never have thought of. So it really, really works to give you the give you a bit of inspiration when you're doing a book, a page, a colouring page. So if you can see, if I can actually do this, oops, there we go. When you look through it, it makes everything really, really strange, and it gives you certain different colours and how different colours work. So you, sorry about that. Sorry. Whoa. Or you can get psychedelic effects. So they're really cool for that. And I have a light at this side over here. You can't actually see, but it's just there. And that changes colour as well. So if you put those on and the light on, maybe a bit of Pink Floyd in the background, you kind of get into the feeling of things, and you get different coloured effects. So you kind of have an idea of what to use for the page, and it works. It really works quite well. So those are my newest purchase I've made. For yeah, they're really cool. I do recommend trying that out if you're a bit stuck for ideas. And this one is from Stardust Space Lust by Carla Magana. She'll start here. So I was kind of gifted my new Spectrum Noir markers, which is an absolutely fantastic birthday present. So I did her first, and I used them mostly on the skirts, the skirt parts, and the frills of her top. Now you can see they work really well. I really like the effect. They're lovely. It's like almost drawing with water. And the smoothness, it's just lovely. You'll know what I mean if you've got them. If you're a colourist, they're really good for using. Much easier to blend than most of the mediums. So yeah, so that was a great gift and a very enjoyable picture. And I did this lady with just straight up Crayolas, and for this bit I used my Prismacolors to give her like an olivey coloured skin. I really liked it. I thought it was a bit 80s, a bit tribal 80s feel to it. The only thing I don't like is if you can see the white bits, they're not really taking, they don't really look like, I don't know, it's my new Posca pen, and it doesn't seem to be giving the white colour that it used to do. It kind of, it's not coming up as much as it used to. It's coming out watery, that's what I mean. So I don't know whether it's a fault with the actual pen or whether that's a new thing that they've started doing with them, and it just does not work. It looks terrible, but I can't get it to look any better, and I've tried and I've got frustrated, so I gave up. And it's a bit of a mess. I'm not very happy with that. And finally, let's get to this one. And then this one is my last one, I believe, from that book. I love her skirt. This is all the ruffles of a skirt, of a dress, skirt, whatever it is. Kind of reminds me of an early morning sunrise with all these pinks and blues and lilacs. Really like that. Yeah. And then the rest of it was just markers, a few of my new Spectrum Noir, and oh yeah, and obviously for the stars I used the gold Sharpie. So there's that one. I think that's pretty much it from that book. And the last one I have to show you is from the Alan Robert colouring The Beauty of Horror, first edition that he's ever done. Mine is getting slowly destroyed by time and colouring, so I need to laminate the front cover onto the actual book because it's always coming out and it's getting completely ruined. It's just not working. So I finish with this one of the Snake Lady with all the purples and the greens. I thought it really worked. Again, pretty much basic prismas, a little bit of shading, and some black outliner pen. So there is that one. I don't think there's anything else that we've done here. See, I haven't really done a lot in this book. Not really. There's a lot to do. There's some bits I have done, but there's a lot that I haven't done, and yeah, I need to kind of catch up with it a bit more. So if you stay tuned for all of that, thank you. And hopefully I shall be back next month with a few more pages to show you. So yeah, that's it. Keep happy and keep colouring.